What if I told you that 4,500 years ago, a civilization with no machines, no wheels, and no modern tech built a structure so impossible, some say it couldn't be human, the Great Pyramid of Giza, a towering enigma that's defied time and logic. Was it genius? A lost? In the next 9 minutes, we're cracking open this ancient mystery. Don't blink because you won't believe what's coming. Hello, friends. Welcome to a journey back in time, 4,500 years ago, to ancient Egypt, where the Great Pyramid of Giza rose from the desert sands. At 147 meters tall, it was the world's tallest structure until the 19th century, weighing 6 million tons, 12 times heavier than today, as Burj Khalifa. It is a marvel that stood through storms, earthquakes, and millennia. But here is the question that stumped experts for centuries. How was it built without modern tools? In this video, we'll explore the secrets, the science, and the stories behind this ancient wonder. Let's travel to 2560 BC, the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, second ruler of Egypt's fourth dynasty in the Old Kingdom. This was a golden age of power and ambition. Egypt's capital back then was Memphis, near modern-day Cairo, and the Nile River was the lifeblood of the land, fertile, bustling, and central to everything. Khufu's pyramid wasn't a standalone project. It sat on the Giza Plateau, alongside two others built later by his son Khafre and grandson Menkaure. Together, these three pyramids, plus the Great Sphinx, form a complex that's mesmerized the world. Out of Egypt's 118 known pyramids, these are the most iconic and the best preserved. But why here? The west bank of the Nile was sacred, tied to the setting sun and the afterlife, a perfect spot for a pharaoh's eternal resting place. Now let's talk size. The Great Pyramid originally stood 146.7 meters tall, about 50 stories high. Its base, a near-perfect square, 230 meters on each side, covering 13 acres. That's enough space to fit 10 football fields. It's made of 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 80 tons. Imagine stacking those by hand. The total weight? 6 million tons. Compare that to the Burj Khalifa at 500,000 tons. It's like comparing a mountain to a hill. And here's the wild part. It stayed the tallest human-made structure for over 4,000 years, until the Eiffel Tower topped it in 1889. No cranes, no steel, just stone, sweat, and ingenuity. So why go to all this trouble? The answer lies in ancient Egyptian beliefs. For them, death wasn't the end, it was a gateway. They thought the soul faced judgment in the underworld by gods like Osiris. A good life meant immortality, a bad one, oblivion. Pharaohs, seen as living gods, needed tombs to match their status, grand, eternal, and stocked for the afterlife. Inside, they buried treasures, food, furniture, even boats to sail the cosmic Nile. Bodies were mummified, organs removed, wrapped in linen, and sealed in sarcophagi to preserve them for eternity. We know this from texts in other pyramids, like the pyramid texts, and from tombs across Egypt and Sudan. But the Great Pyramid? When explorers entered, they found an empty sarcophagus and 3 small relics. Was it looted, or was it never fully used? That's still up for debate. Who was Khufu? History's a bit fuzzy here. He ruled during the Old Kingdom, but estimates of his reign vary wildly. 23 years, 34 years, even 60-plus years. Greek historian Herodotus, writing 2,000 years later, called him a tyrant who enslaved his people for this project. But modern evidence paints a different picture. A leader who united his kingdom for a grand vision. His full name, Khnum Khufu, means protected by the god Khnum. Beyond that, we know little. His statues are rare, his records sparse. Yet his pyramid speaks volumes about his ambition. It's often called the Pyramid of Khufu, a monument to his legacy, and a riddle we're still solving. The Great Pyramid isn't alone. Next to it is the Pyramid of Khafre, slightly smaller at 136 meters, built by Khufu's son. Then there's the Pyramid of Menkaure, the smallest at 65 meters, built by Khafre's son. These three form a stunning trio, aligned with precision that baffles us. The complex also includes the Great Sphinx, a lion-bodied, human-headed guardian, and smaller tombs for nobles. Over time, weathering eroded many of Egypt's 118 pyramids, but these three endure. Khafre's pyramid even retains some of its original white limestone casing at the top, hinting at how they once gleamed under the sun. Now the million-dollar question: how was it built? Picture this: no wheels, no pulleys, no heavy machinery, Just human hands and basic tools. About 30,000 workers labored for 20 years, placing 2.3 million stones. That's one stone every 3 minutes if they worked non-stop. They used 5.5 million tons of limestone from nearby quarries, 8,000 tons of granite from 800 kilometers away, and 500,000 tons of mortar. Copper tools cut softer stones. Harder granite was split with dolerite and wet wooden wedges that expanded to crack rock. But moving them? Rafts likely floated stones down the Nile and sledges dragged them over wet sand, a trick proven in 2014 to reduce friction. Stacking was the next hurdle. Ramps are the leading theory. In 2015, archaeologists found a 4,500-year-old ramp system with wooden pillars and ropes. Workers hauled stones up long, gentle slopes. Another idea? Levers like the shaduf used for irrigation, lifting stones with counterweights. Both make sense, but the timeline, 20 years, raises doubts. Could they really move a stone every 3 minutes? Some suggest internal ramps spiraled inside the pyramid as it grew, a theory backed by scans showing hidden voids. Still, no single answer fits perfectly. It's a puzzle we're piecing together. Forget the movie cliches of whipped slaves. These weren't captives. They were skilled laborers, well-fed and respected. Excavations near Giza uncovered their villages, with bakeries, breweries, and graves showing they ate better than most Egyptians. Bread, beer, even meat. Farmers helped during the Nile's flood season, uniting the kingdom in a national project. Loyalty to the pharaoh drove them. Herodotus got it wrong in 450 BC. Today we know this was a labor of pride, not punishment. The pyramid's design is jaw-dropping. Its sides align with the cardinal directions, north, east, south, west, with an error of just 1/15 of a degree. No compasses existed. Some say they used the autumn equinox, when shadows point true east-west. Others suggest they tracked stars like Orion's belt, an idea called the Orion correlation theory, but astronomers debunked it in 1999. The stars don't quite match. The outer limestone once shone white, and the mortar, unreplicable today, has held it steady through earthquakes. It's engineering ahead of its time. Fast forward to today, new tech keeps revealing secrets. In 2017, the Scan Pyramids project found a massive void above the Grand Gallery, 130 meters long. A hidden chamber? A structural feature? We don't know yet. Ground-penetrating radar and cosmic ray detectors are peeling back layers, but each answer brings more questions. How did they plan it? What's in that void? The Great Pyramid keeps us guessing, a testament to a civilization we're still catching up to. Friends, the Great Pyramid isn't just stone. It's a story of human brilliance, devotion, and mystery. No aliens, no shortcuts, just ingenuity we can barely fathom. After 9 minutes, we've scratched the surface, but the full truth? That's for future explorers to uncover. What's your take? How did they do it? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's wonders. Thanks for joining me. See you in the next one.